Al señor Rajasingham la información que ha proporcionado. Daré ahora la palabra a los miembros del Consejo que deseen formular una declaración. Doy la palabra a la delegación de Reino Unido.
Thank you, President. I thank AC1G and Mr. Rajasingham for briefing us today. The United Kingdom requested this meeting alongside Denmark, France, Greece and Slovenia in response to the government of Israel's decision to further escalate its military operations in Gaza. As my Prime Minister said, this decision is wrong, and we urge the government of Israel to reconsider immediately. Expanding military operations will do nothing to bring an end to this conflict. It will not secure the release of the hostages. It will only deepen the suffering of Palestinian civilians in Gaza. This is not a path to resolution. It is a path to more bloodshed. President, just this week, the Security Council heard harrowing testimony from Eli David, the brother of Eviatar David, who's been cruelly taken by Hamas on 7 October. He's been held hostage in appalling and inhuman conditions for over 21 months. The Security Council has in its 4 resolutions since 7 October called for the unconditional and immediate release of the hostages. I repeat that call today. We are clear that Hamas must disarm and can play no future part in the governance of Gaza, where the Palestinian Authority must have a central role. But, as many family members of the hostages have warned, this decision by the Israeli government will do nothing to secure the return of the hostages. Instead, it risks further endangering their lives. This escalation will only exacerbate an already catastrophic humanitarian crisis, uprooting 1 million more people and forcing them into dangerously overcrowded, unsanitary and undersupplied areas. In Gaza, children and babies are suffering from starvation. Hundreds of civilians have been killed trying to access basic food supplies. This inhumanity cannot be justified. The partial aid access Israel granted in late July has proven woefully inadequate. We have a clear message for Israel. Urgently and permanently lift all restrictions on aid delivery. Yesterday, the UK announced a further $11.4 million for OCHA's Occupied Palestinian Territories Humanitarian Fund. It is vital that the UN and established humanitarian partners can operate safely and at scale, in line with the principles of humanity, impartiality, neutrality, and independence. And Israel must not bar humanitarian NGOs from their essential work through unreasonable and arbitrary registration requirements. All land routes must be opened for essential supplies, including food, baby formula, medicine, shelter, fuel, and clean water. President, a diplomatic solution is possible, but both parties must step away from the path of destruction. We urge the parties to engage in good faith negotiations and to show political will to secure a ceasefire deal and commit to a path to peace. The recent conference on the two-state solution was a powerful demonstration of the international resolve to achieve a brighter future for the region. The UK will continue working with our partners on a long-term plan to secure peace in the region as part of a two-state solution. This is the only way to guarantee Israelis and Palestinians can live side by side in peace, security, and dignity. I thank you.
Agradezco a la delegación de Reino Unido su declaración. Doy ahora la palabra a la delegación de Dinamarca.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to thank ASG and Director Rajasingham for their briefings. Denmark joined France, Greece, Slovenia, and the UK in calling for this urgent meeting. For months, the world has watched in despair as conditions in Gaza have grown more catastrophic by the day. Heartbreaking images and videos of suffering, destruction, and death live-streamed on a daily basis. Instead of heeding our call to immediately end the war in Gaza, Israel has chosen to further escalate its offensive. We condemn the Israeli government's decision to expand the military operation in Gaza. We urge Israel to reverse its decision, which will not secure the release of the hostages nor help end the conflict. It will only cause further bloodshed and deepen the suffering of civilians. We categorically reject any forced displacement. The ICJ's advisory opinion on this matter must be fully respected. Any unilateral attempts to alter the demography or status of the Gaza Strip are unacceptable and constitute a clear violation of international law. Mr. President, civilians in Gaza are starving and face severe limitation in accessing humanitarian aid which Israel is obligated to ensure the population receives. According to OCHA, 1 in 3 people in Gaza has not eaten for days, and over 1,300 of them have been killed while seeking food, most of them young men and boys desperately seeking to feed their families. Today, the entire Strip faces famine-like conditions. This is unconscionable. We deplore the killings of starving civilians trying to get food. The alarming frequency and scale of these incidents are simply unacceptable. We reiterate our call for transparent investigations into these incidents. As we have said many times before, Israel must immediately change course. All restrictions on the delivery of humanitarian aid must be lifted. Civilians, including humanitarian and UN personnel, as well as civilian infrastructure, must be protected in accordance with international law. We must return to the UN-led humanitarian aid system at once. Humanitarian aid must cease to be politicized and used as a political bargaining chip in Gaza. Denmark firmly condemns the heinous terrorist attacks on 7 October 2023 perpetrated by Hamas. There can be no justification for this attack, nor for the continued maltreatment of the remaining hostages. However, Israel's response must be exercised in compliance with international law and with full respect for international humanitarian law. The fight against terrorism cannot come at the expense of the rules that safeguard humanity. To conclude, Mr. President, the violence in Gaza must end. To the parties, we demand a return to a ceasefire, the delivery of humanitarian aid with no restrictions, and the immediate and unconditional release of all the remaining hostages. Denmark will never go back on those principles and will continue to reiterate these demands. We will not tire in our support to the two-state solution, and we will not tire in our commitment to peace in the Middle East. We urge the warring parties to stop burying peace in the rubbles. Thank you.
Agradezco a la delegación de Dinamarca su declaración. Doy ahora la palabra a la delegación de Francia.
Monsieur le Président, je voudrais vous remercier d'avoir convoqué cette réunion d'urgence que nous avons demandée avec nos partenaires européens du Conseil de sécurité. Je remercie également le sous-secrétaire général, M. Miroslav Jenča, ainsi que M. Ramesh